We did our presentation on Kraft. We'll start our presentation with the internal and external analysis. The purpose of this is to examine and understand the factors that can be controlled or uncontrolled in order to position Kraft in a profitable position for the future. First, we must look at Kraft's history. Although Kraft was not started until the 1900s, many of its products date back to the 1700s and the 1800s, such as Baker's Chocolate in 1780, Maxwell House Coffee in 1892, and Postum Cereal in 1895. In 1903, Kraft began wholesale cheese business in Chicago, Illinois, and in 1914 it opened its first plant and began manufacturing its own cheese. In 1988, Philip Morris purchased Kraft for $12.9 billion, and in 1989, General Foods and Kraft merged to become Kraft Foods General. In 1990, Kraft General Foods International acquired Jacobs Suckered AG for $4.22 billion. This included brands such as Toblerone, Milka, and Jacobs Coffee. And then in 1993, they acquired Fria Marabou. In 2000, Philip Morris acquired Nabisco Holdings for $19.2 billion. In 2005, Kraft partnered with Dr. Arthur Agustin to create a line of diet foods called the South Beach Diet. In 2007, Kraft first traded as an independent company. In 2010, they acquired Cadbury, and they also sold their pizza business to Nestle.
The next step in internal analysis is following the financial tracking of Kraft. Kraft has been on the increase, finishing the 2010 year with $49.2 billion, as you can see in the chart. When it comes down to dividends, in 2010, Kraft had a dividend of $1.16 per share. Also, their business abroad was booming. More than half of Kraft's business is outside North America. North America contains 49% of their business, Europe contains 23%, and developing markets contain 28%. Their snack food breakdown is as follows. Confectionery food is 28% of their revenue, biscuits are 22%, beverages are 18%, cheese is 14%, convenient meals are 10%, and grocery are 8%. And money's amounts per billion, confectionery food is $13.7 billion, biscuits are $10.8 billion, beverages are $8.8 billion, cheese is $7 billion, convenient meals are $5 billion, and groceries are $4 million. As you can see in the Kraft timeline, their products have varied over the several past years. A way that combines the internal and external analysis is the SWOT analysis. SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. The two internal ones are the strengths and weaknesses of Kraft. The strengths are as follows. Kraft owns 48% of the North American food market and 24% of Europe. Kraft is the second largest food company. 55% of Kraft's sales are through groceries, and they are an iconic heritage brand. However, Kraft does have some weaknesses. They are as follows. The tariffs of the external or exporting, the uncertainty of commodity prices, and Kraft relies on acquisitions instead of launching new brands. This takes us to the external analysis now. Continuing with the SWOT, the opportunities for Kraft are as follows. They have organic foods. They increase brand value of smaller, less-known brands. They focus on healthy choice of food options and their nanotechnology of food safety. The threats are as follows. Private label brands. They have lazy consumers who prefer to eat out, and the #1 food company. In order to avoid this and to continue with external analysis, Kraft must define their market. In order to do this, they must rely on the segmentations they have. This includes user type, price sensitivity, competitor, and brand loyalty. As stated before, their definition of these are snacks and cereal, beverages, cheese, and convenient meals. Another step of external analysis is identifying the competition. Kraft's competition are Heinz, Nestle, Frito-Lay, Unilever, and Kellogg's. Another external analysis strategy is determining the strategic uncertainties. This answers the questions of, will a major firm enter? Will new buyers replace Kraft products? Will new suppliers replace Kraft products? Will new substitutes replace Kraft products? And will rivalries form? The threat of entrance is at a moderate level. Grocery stores are now able to produce their own private label brands at or better than the quality of name brand products. Getting over the barriers to entry for individuals and small startups in the food industry requires little effort and minor amount of capital. In order for new entrants to be sold in large groceries, they must pay huge fixed costs. However, the threat of buyers is very high. Buyers such as Walmart have a greater power over food suppliers like Kraft. If Kraft doesn't agree to Walmart's terms, Walmart can easily replace them. Also, stores are beginning to push their private label brands over the name brand products they sell. The threat of suppliers is moderate. The food industry margins are controlled by commodity prices which are out of their control. Farmers rely on the large quantity orders from the food industry in order to pay off the large equipment costs of running a farm. The threat of substitutes is very high. There is an upward trend in eating out instead of preparing food. Organic and healthy foods from local farmers are becoming more attractive, and private label brands are cheaper and just as well made. Also, the threat of rivalry is very high. Competition in the food industry is extremely intense. Another tool in external analysis is understanding the customer motivation. To determine their customer's motivation, Kraft defined their customer satisfaction as follows: feeling good about the food consumers purchase to feed their families, having a simple everyday food option at the ready, and creating an experience that gives consumers quick and easy ways to use their favorite Kraft products their family loves and trusts. With this in mind, they can then understand the types of customers they have. With the goal of customer satisfaction set, Kraft is able to target the following customer types: newbie shoppers, reluctant shoppers, frugal shoppers, strategic shoppers, enthusiastic shoppers, and convenient shoppers. Another external analysis tool is to understand the unmet needs. After research, Kraft discovered that fully 70% of consumers work through lunch or take less than 10 minutes to eat. These customers don't want to go out but would still like to eat a hot lunch. Kraft is doing more research into this to appeal to this target market. Another unmet need is customers are heading in a health-conscious direction. In order to prevent this, Kraft is doing research making current products healthier.
Kraft, like other large corporations, has a hard time expanding at the same rate as smaller firms. Increasing sales 10% in a billion-dollar business requires more effort than a small company increasing the same percentage. Kraft can acquire smaller firms and use their expertise to turn a profit in new acquisitions. Continuing a culture of cost-cutting and better supply chain networks will save money. Current strifes and competition with Starbucks in the packaged coffee business could hurt Kraft's profitability in this expanding market. The Cadbury acquisition needs to continue to be a smooth transition and to continue lowering overhead costs associated with the new business. Across the world, food costs are rising, and this will increase raw inputs of Kraft's products. Being more efficient with their logistics network will also continue to lower these costs. These three outlooks are currently the top three going into the new fiscal year. While a great investor and the largest investor of Kraft, his word can dictate movement in the Kraft stock. Warren Buffett did not like the Cadbury deal or the sale of Kraft's frozen billion-dollar pizza business. This was mainly due to a lot of regulations and taxes that took away from profitability. But Buffett, after all, is not an angel investor like many think he is. This is a very unique risk to Kraft when moving forward.
In conclusion, with a combination of internal and external analysis, Kraft is working hard and staying profitable and prosperous as they head into the future.
Fuck bitches get money! Yeah, yeah!